Welcome back, Fit Life Champions, for another week of Prep Wars. I'm super excited to have you back, paying attention, listening in, checking out your virtual workshop video. To this week's topic is a very exciting one for me. I'm going to share with you an application to use on your phone to take our food tracking to the next level in order to reach our personal goals, our fitness goals, and our weight loss, weight gain goals. This application is called MyFitnessPal. I've been using it for over 1.5 years with my clients, and when I see them using it on a regular basis, I can check in with them remotely by viewing their diary. I can give that coaching feedback that they need. Helps us be a little bit more accurate in our macronutrient tracking. Up until now, we've been guesstimating about how much is carbohydrates, about how much is protein, about how much is fat. That should all be very familiar to you. If you haven't heard of MyFitnessPal, check in your email inbox of this week's newsletter, and the link will be right there for you. So up first, I'm going to take you through a short tutorial on the desktop and walk you through today's nutrition from my own FitnessPal diary, and we'll highlight a few of the most important things. All right, let's take a look at my daily nutritional intake. My goals are much different than most of our Prep Wars participants. I actually have the goal of gaining 5 pounds in the next 60 days, and today happens to be a refuel day for me. That term should be familiar to you from last week's Prep Wars. Let's go ahead and take a look at breakfast. This breakfast today was much like your own egg cup or scramlet, whichever way you choose to prepare your eggs, either or. You'll notice that because it's a refuel day, I added 3 slices of turkey bacon, which is not normal, aiming to multiply my normal breakfast by 1.5 times. That's how I can cut down the cravings and avoid the bad the bad selections, the bad choices that I've been guilty of in the past. So let's walk through. There's one thing I want to point out. You might even already have seen it so far, is the sodium content of those 3 turkey bacon slices. It's high. It's 3 times more than any other ingredient in my breakfast, which was on a bed of sweet potatoes. I had my egg white scramlet with spinach and peppers diced in. I had my egg whites. That's the equivalent of 1 egg. I'm going to have to adjust that because my egg scramlet was probably closer to 2 eggs. So double that line to 68 calories instead. Scrolling on down, let's take a look at lunch. Ahead of your new recipe this week, I made some turkey meatballs and spaghetti squash and homemade marinara. Let's take a look at that ground turkey on the second line there and the sodium content there. 443 versus the 390 on the turkey bacon. I'm not going to beat myself up too badly about the sodium content of the ground turkey because it's made in a different way. It's not as processed as the turkey bacon. So I'm not going to focus on that number here in lunch, but I will focus on that in breakfast. You might see a couple of things here repeated. Well, that's because I had a big lunch. It's a refuel day for me. This may or may not look similar to what your daily nutritional intake is going to look like when you start inputting things in MyFitnessPal. But let's take a look at snacks. I don't buy Sabra Supremely Spicy Hummus, but it's the closest thing I have in MyFitnessPal to the hummus that we do make at home. MyFitnessPal has a feature where you can upload a recipe that you make at home on a regular basis, and you can pull from that database and share that information with other people. So I had carrots and hummus, and my later afternoon snack was that oatmeal concoction you see right there. I need about 55% of my diet to be carbohydrates, so that's a place where I can find a lot of carbohydrates quickly is through an oatmeal dish. One of the reasons why I recommend overnight oatmeal in the morning, it fills me up. It gives me the energy to get through my morning, which is so critical when my day starts at 6 a.m. Now let me show you one very important feature when it comes to the application on your phone. We're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of today's food log. What happens if I go backwards a little bit? And we're going to click this black button right here. It says a nutrition, and it's got a picture of a pie chart right next to it. And what do we have here? We have something that's very, very similar to that macronutrient guide that I gave you in the very beginning. And it breaks down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. I want this pie chart to match up to that macronutrient guide that I gave you in the very beginning of our PrepWars workshop. Whether you're an endomorphic, mesomorphic, or ectomorphic body type, I want you to try to hit this dead on every single day. And that'll help us get to our goals, whether that's weight gain, weight loss, or weight maintenance. This is how MyFitnessPal helps us get to our goals. So you notice that my pie chart is almost exactly even between protein, fat, and carbohydrates today. Going into dinner and my late night snack before bed, I need to focus on carbohydrates. Carbohydrates getting up to my 55% will be a big part of my dinner tonight. But I also know that my afternoon workout is coming up, so I'm able to, based on nutrient timing that we've discussed before, I'm able to tolerate those carbohydrates better because of the timing of my workout. If I was a morning workout person, I would possibly and probably get more carbohydrates in my breakfast, moving that oatmeal snack to breakfast and moving something else from breakfast into mid-morning snack or afternoon snack. Let me refer back to my notes, make sure that I'm not missing anything in the things that I wanted to talk about this week. Good thing I referred back to those notes. The more often you use MyFitnessPal, the easier it gets. MyFitnessPal is amazing because it remembers my most frequently consumed items for breakfast, snack, lunch, and dinner. So when I'm logging my food, it gets easier the more often I do it. So give it a shot for the next week. Let's see if we can actually get to our goals. We should be well on our way to reaching those goals after 6 or 7 weeks now of doing PrepWars, saving time and money by preparing your meals ahead of time. Stay tuned for next week. We've got another exciting topic to discuss. And please post at FitLifeChampions, #PrepWars, all of your homework submission for me, please. Thank you very much. Everyone's still in the running for the Spiralizer. I really appreciate all the participation that we've had so far. #PrepWars. Talk to you soon. Thank you.